Hi, I'm Guy Rex Rodgers, the director of a documentary about contemporary history in Quebec. What we choose to remember tells the story from an Anglophone and Allophone perspective, interviewing eyewitnesses to history who arrived in multiple waves of immigration. During the past couple of years, What We Choose to Remember has been presented in almost 50 communities around Quebec. And everywhere it has been presented, teachers and parents were interested in having it shown in the schools. So we decided to create a teacher's guide. I am not an educator, so I looked around to find a good partner and was introduced to Chantal Clabrough. Hi, Chantal.
Hi.
She's a social sciences teacher with a BA and an MA in teaching and learning from McGill University. And shortly after we began working together, Chantal was awarded the 2023 Governor General's Award for Excellence in History Teaching. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, how long have you been teaching history?
17 years now. I'm a third generation teacher.
And you've learned a lot, and now you're ready to share it. The mandate that we gave you when we hired you to create the Teacher's Guide was to support the curriculum, but also to make the film accessible to students. So, can you tell us a little bit about how you approach that work?
After viewing the film, what struck me the most was the untold stories. Being able to tell the stories that we don't hear in school and all the untold stories for the many different generations and communities across Quebec in the Anglophone and Allophone community.
So there are four teachers' guides, four different activities in the film. The first one is really based upon history, about timelines and events. So can you tell us a little bit about how that is set up and how it can be used in the classroom?
This part of the teacher's guide allows teachers to pick and choose what sections they're interested in looking at, whether it's for history or for English second language teachers or English teachers. It's a really great opportunity to tap into what you're interested in, what time periods you can look at. So teachers don't actually have to show the whole film.
Concentration spans are not what they used to be, and sitting through a 93-minute film for the TikTok generation can be more of an ordeal than an experience. The second activity is about symbols, flags, street names, renaming of many things. So can you tell us a little bit about how that is used in the classroom?
This activity is really fun. It has students look at the flag of Montreal and who are the different groups that have contributed to the story of Quebec, but it also has students look at their own communities and what flags and what street names exist, and also how we name our streets and who are these people in history.
Thank you. So the third activity is where kids get to reference their own family's experiences through interviewing family members. So how does that work?
Students get to interview a family member and to tell the story, their own stories, and present it to the class and look at where were they when in Quebec. So it's a wonderful way to research, to do storytelling, and also to communicate and be part, that their own stories are part of the history of Quebec as well.
And then the final activity allows children or students to use technology to create a podcast. So can you tell us a little bit about how that works?
This is a really fun activity. It has students interview a person who lived through the 1995 referendum. So students have to research and ask the person what was their lived experience. It allows students to get a different perspective, and then they turn it all into a podcast. So they're using creativity, script writing, and technology, of course. And it's a great way to get different perspectives on an event that marked the entire country and, of course, Quebecers.
Well, thank you, Chantal, for creating these teachers' guides. I mean, many people have already downloaded them. We were handing them out at a conference in Bromont a few weeks ago, and they're beautiful and they're quite interesting. And everybody who's used them thus far has found them stimulating. So you've also used them in your class. So what was that experience like?
The students loved it because they get to engage, talk, discuss, debate, and it's a really fun way for students to be involved and to ask questions about where we live and what are the stories that we don't always hear.
Well, the film is freely available on YouTube. The teacher's guides are freely available on the website. So anybody who wants to go to the whatwechoose-to-remember.ca site can access them. They can use them. And we're looking forward to hearing feedback on how that works out in the classes. So thank you, Chantal. Thank you for creating them. And thank you for helping us make them available to the education system, to teachers and to students.
Thank you.
And that's it. Over and out. So take care. Bye-bye.